the drummers. All right, everybody, welcome to the Z versus AMA. My name is Shono. I'm the host here at Pinksale, and today we have, we've got Emma as well. He's off mute, and then we've also got John West from the Z versus team. So yeah, welcome, buddy. Thanks for joining, and thanks for hosting the AMA at Pinksale. John West. John West. Hey, John West. But he didn't fill in capture.
Hello, I'm very sorry. Some technical difficulties happened and I ended up getting kicked out of the group somehow.
Yeah,
but
did you fill in capture?
Did I feel sorry?
Did you fill in the capture in the group? Because it'll kick you again if you don't.
Oh, the join VC?
No, the capture bot. So it will give you a number that you need to type into the main chat.
I have not.
Like a shieldy.
Oh, okay. That is my bad. Okay. Excuse me. I think I did it now. All right. Awesome. Should be good, right?
Yeah, sweet. Well, John West, please introduce yourself, buddy, and then we'll get going.
All right, awesome. So I'm John West. I'm the main advisor and the head of operations for the Z versus project. I have a PhD in mathematics, which came in pretty handy when we were designing the project, designing the tokenomics and the entire ecosystem. And I'm here today in behalf of the Z versus project to tell you guys about the project, walk you through the process we've been through, and we're going to put our investors through, and the opportunities and the possibilities that Z versus is going to provide for the entire community.
Okay, sweet, man. Let's get started. So your team. Can you speak to us a little bit about your team? What your role is?
So my role is essentially I'm the person who is doing the deals, who's the voice of the team, essentially. Would join the AMAs, inform the community, talk to people, do the deals. So I'm essentially the guy who's pretty much the face of the project, while we have above 20 to 25 people actively working every single day on the game development, on specific partnerships, on marketing, designing, editing content, coming up with new development opportunities, and possibly looking into expand the game, and also while doing graphics design, and also adding new stuff to our already released pre-alpha game. But my main deal is just pretty much talk about the project, making sure everyone understands what ZVerse is standing for and our main goal. And again, I'm here to answer any questions you guys are going to have, and also make sure the entire community understands what our main goal is.
Yeah, cool. And all right, well, let's get stuck into the Z versus project. If you want to take us through what that's all about, that'd be good.
Awesome. So the Z versus project is technically a groundbreaking virtual reality, first-person, and a role-playing hybrid shooter game that incorporates all aspects of metaverse that has been present. It is going to allow the players to fully immerse themselves in unique stories in a post-apocalyptic scene, and they could play as either humans or zombies. And well, you can see the gameplay actually itself, and I'm going to tell you where soon. And people are going to be able to fight alongside their friends, looting legendary items in the form of NFTs that are going to be purchasable by their tokens, and they're going to be taking part in this ecosystem, which is going to be multiplayer shooting role-playing game, pretty much an open map game. So you're going to be able to see the sneak peeks on our YouTube channels and, of course, on the Pinksale platform. And with our fully integrated blockchain wallets, the exclusive crypto tokens that we're releasing, you can actually level up your skills, customize your characters, buy parcels of land, essentially a real estate approach on the virtual map to build your communities. You can have empires to expand, and you can defend your empires from the enemy factions that are going to be filled with zombies or humans, and even sell your in-game items through our integrated NFT ecosystem for real money, which then you can trade in the CEX or DEXs. So just to go a bit deeper into the project, we are going to have the VR integration. So this is going to be kind of immersing our users into our game as well. And we're planning a very long-term rollout because we want users to have the full gaming experience. And we also want our early community to, have more benefits. Essentially, when we're like developing the project, we're going to be like really valuing the feedback that we're getting from them, which is also going to add on to our development phase in terms of what we want to come up with first and what we want to change. So it's also like a community built technical side of the things as well. We have a play to earn mechanism, which is essentially just performance based. So if you're good at PvE, if you're good at PvP, we have different models for everyone. So you can just hop onto the Z versus ecosystem, the Z versus game, and pretty much either fight against the monsters that we've created or other people to earn tokens, which is one of the good aspects because we know that like not everyone likes to either like fight the computer or not everyone likes to fight other people. So we're giving everyone all of those opportunities so everyone can earn the way they like. Or you can essentially buy land and you can just build on those land to earn. We're going to have this mechanism as well. So for those people who are like not really into the gaming, it's essentially like some sort of like a staking within the game is what we're going to be able to do with the land. And we're going to have a solid game economy, which we're going to be controlling 24/7. And as I mentioned, I'm a mathematician myself, so we're going to be constantly regulating this economy, making sure it's healthy and everyone is in good shape. So, and we're also going to have some advertising spaces in games for corporates or individuals if they want to advertise stuff as well. So this should also create an ecosystem where it has the real world aspect and a continuous system is going to be maintained by all of these factors. And of course, with this kind of a project comes with unique NFTs as characters, weapons, items. We're waiting to be discovered in our ecosystem, which players can join. And literally everything in our ecosystem is going to be tagged onto an NFT, which is going to be tradable in our marketplace, which I feel is very exciting. So it's not just one or two NFTs, but everything is an NFT, and that is amazing. And we have a special feature in the game called the Global Z War, which is an in-game system with a mobile battle arena separated by seasons that is going to bring the Z project everywhere you go. So essentially, you're going to have pit survivors and zombies in an out all war suppliers in the world domination, and you can essentially participate in our global war to earn real crypto for higher level victories. So this is going to be where our users are going to be able to access these like high level rewards for our project. So the idea behind Z Versus Project is that we're based and designed for having multiple communities within our ecosystem because we're not forcing anyone or everyone to choose a specific thing, or we're not asking anyone to do a specific task to earn our ecosystem, but you have many options to actually start earning. So you can either have a single player narrative or like we said, you can have that multiplayer line that you can do. We're going to have a ton of rewards. So like every corner you go, we're going to have a decent chunk of rewards. We're going to have unique NFTs either for you or maybe like you've found something. So pretty much the idea of an role-playing game integrated with a shooter game, which is going to make this unique. And we're going to have an open world type of idea, which kind of means that you don't really have to actively be on screen 24/7 to actually be earning stuff. But if you actually do take some positions in this open world, if you explore this open world, you can also earn like that. So many distinct opportunities and a different approach that we're taking. And like I said, we have been looking at that longer term development cycle, which essentially is going to be building up using the feedback from our community. So we have great hopes for the project.
Amazing, man. So just going back to the game itself. So
Yeah, of course.
how far along is the game as we see it at the moment?
So the game is actually playable right now, as of now, and we have the alpha phase open. Right, the game is done. It's running on the Unreal Engine. So once our sales are completed, we will be inviting our contributors to our alpha phase to do further testing. But mainly, we've cleared all the bugs. The game is working really nice. We've given it that shiny look. We're good to go, pretty much. The development has been going pretty good.
Yeah. So then, you're waiting on users to start testing through the alpha, and then when are you guys planning on the official launch?
Well, so the official launch is going to be a very short time after our for further launch on the central exchanges. So we're planning to launch on the central exchanges after our Pinksale launch during the early November, and after that we'll be finalizing the game and we will be releasing to the greater public.
Okay, all right, no problem. And to the NFTs as well, you mentioned that you had NFTs, and is that more so people can buy weapons and things and use them in game, or is that like just NFTs that allow people to earn more?
So essentially, they're NFTs that people can buy in game, right? Because they can essentially use those NFTs to earn more, because it's just going to be like any other tradable market where it's like weapons, like armors, or I don't know, like a glove that is going to have a value set on it, which is just going to be the NFT. And all of the NFTs in the game, like if you see an NFT, it is going to have some sort of value in the game. It's not just something like you can just like buy and hold in your wallet, but it's also something you can always going to be able to see in game as well, right? So all of the NFTs in our ecosystem, in our marketplace, is going to have some sort of integration to our game.
Okay, and are those NFTs live at the moment for people to start using?
No, those NFTs will go live right after the CX listings that we are going to talk about happens. So that will happen with the first access to our alpha phase. That will then is when they're going live.
Right, got it. Okay, sweet. Let's talk a little bit more about that. Your sex listings, if you can talk us through that. That's
yeah, of course. So currently, in the beginning of November, we currently have Coinsbit and Asbit lined up, and along with them, we're going to be on MEXC, LBank, or Bitmart as well on top of them. And after that, that is going to be when our, technically ICO is going to be done. And after that, we're going to be going for those bigger central exchanges like KuCoin. We're looking at Huobi. And then after that, we're going to go higher and possibly get listings on the tier 1 exchanges, tier 1 central exchanges.
Yep. Okay. So you have a listing set ready to go on?
Yes, on November.
Okay, and that's before you launch. So for instance, if the sex was taking time to load you up, would you guys delay the launch, or are you guys going to launch regardless?
We're going to launch regardless, but the CEX deals have been done from a while ago, so it's very set. So it's like we have had these deals for at least 2 months already, and everything is known, everything is set. And yeah, pretty much we're ready to go. There should be zero problems in the CEX deals.
Nice. Okay. All right. And all right. So talking about your pre-sale, did you want to talk us through your pre-sale?
Of course. So our pre-sale is going to be conducted on Pinksale, as you guys know. And our pre-sale is going to take 14 days, and our price for our Pinksale is approximately half of the price that is going to be when compared to it's going to be on the CEX listing. So we want to give the Pinksale community an edge in that case, right? So we're going for in terms of USD, it's going to be around 0.01 per token. on the Pinksale launch, which is currently just started a couple of hours ago today. And our listing price on the CEX is going to be 0.02. So, and we will be raising around 900 BNBs, at least, of soft cap in the Pinksale environment. And we're going to be selling about 150 million tokens in the CEXs. And in the Pinksale, we currently are selling 50 million tokens. Do you want me to go into tokenomics, or do you want to comment on that first?
Yeah, so just a quick one. I can see a whole heap of locks. Oh, yeah, well, I guess this is part of your tokenomics anyway, but I can see a whole heap of locks there. Treasury, advisory, partnerships, all that sort of stuff. There's heaps. If you can start explaining them, please. And
Of course.
then we'll also chat about your manual listing and where you guys are planning on listing.
Of course.
But yeah, take us through. Yep.
So our first lock that is looking to open very soon, meaning like after our launch, is going to be our CEX lock. So this is CEX lock is essentially under the name of ICO under the Pinksale launch. So this ICO lock is essentially the tokens that are allocated for the listings on the dedicated CEX that we just mentioned. So that's going to be our first lock, and that's going to be opening after our Pinksale sale is complete so we could allocate them to CEXs. So our game development team has 90% of the tokens, and they have a monthly vesting schedule for 8 months that is waiting for them. Our ecosystem is going to have the 16% of all token shares, which they also have the monthly vesting for 8 months. Our reward section is going to be allocated 13% with a monthly vesting for 14 months. And our treasury is going to be set to 8%. And this is going to be on a shortly monthly vesting. That is because if we want to use a treasury reserve just in case of emergencies, we can do that. And also future partnership deals or advertising deals that were not in mind, but if something big comes along the way, we want to be able to use that as well. Our advisory is going to be getting 4% with a 60-month monthly vesting, and our marketing is going to be getting 10% with a monthly vesting being 10 months. Our main team is going to be also having 10%, and that is going to be monthly vesting for 60 months. And our current private sale, if you actually ended up buying a token on Pinksale, you will be getting 16% at the unlock when the event's done, and you'll be getting 7% monthly vesting until you're done vesting. And our planned IDO is, which is going to happen on the exchanges. We're about to, like we said, we're going to be looking to sell 150 million tokens. And we're going to be looking at a 20% vesting with a 10% monthly vesting after during 8 months for them. So pretty much our locks are there, and the team is ready to go.
Awesome. Okay, and just going back to tokenomics as well. So buy and sell tax, can you just let us know what that is again?
Oh, yeah. We have 0 buy or sell tax in our token. So you're not paying any external fees into anywhere. So you can just buy or sell our token freely without paying anything at all.
Okay. And then in terms of revenue generation, because now that I see you've got 0 tax, which I think is cool for holders and investors, what ways are you guys going to generate revenue to keep this project alive and healthy?
So our main source of revenue is on top of some of the partnerships we're doing. Like I said, if you remember, in our game, there are a lot of places that people can monetize, right? Like we mentioned. So like in-game places that, people are going to be able to place ads, or maybe some other projects or some other bigger organizations. We're looking for those paid partnerships to cover our main source of revenue, and also like those people or corporations that will actually like to buy some of the advertising spots in our ecosystem is also going to be creating the main revenue stream. And as we said, we're not looking to our ecosystem is built so that we're not like constantly, like you said, generating some sort of like taxation. But our ecosystem is mostly built on like users having the lower taxes and being able to like trade more frequently within themselves, right? Also, more liquid ecosystem, healthier one. And yeah, possibly, like I said, our main revenue stream is going to be the partnerships that we'll be looking at, like the paid partnerships that we'll be doing with some external in real life and also on blockchain projects, and also our in-game monetization spots.
Got it. Okay, perfect. Um, last question, or last few questions from me, relative to marketing, about the percentage of the raised funds from your pre-sale that you're intending to use towards marketing. So it's a little bit harder to see what the liquidity percentage is going to be when you've got the manual listing method up on Pinksale. But yeah, if you can just talk us through that and how much, what the percentage will be, then that would be
Okay.
good.
So let me first walk you through why we are going for the manual listing, and then I'm going to talk about how the liquidity is going to work. Right.
Yeah, no worries.
So the reason why we're doing manual listing is because we kind of want to be in the Pinksale ecosystem to give the earlier investors an opportunity to have our token for comparatively cheaper when it's going to be listed on the CEX. And our liquidity is going to be provided during that CEX listing. So there is no pre-hand like trading, right? Because we want to have a specific price tag at our CEX listing, and which is why we're going to be providing liquidity from that price, which is 2 times as much as the Pinksale price, right? Is when we're going to be providing our liquidity from. And we're also going to be using the CEX liquidity as well as the DEX liquidity. We'll be providing the DX liquidity ourselves, and this is going to be at least more than 51% of the tokens. And plus, you're also going to have the listing for the CEX environment as well. So yeah, there should be no problems in liquidity. But the reason why we're doing the manual listing is because we kind of want to create the longevity effect. Because, well, we felt like in a specific environment where a lot of projects are launching these days, as you might know. We want to have a distinction because we're aiming for that longevity. We're aiming for our NFTs to be more valuable over time. And if we rush things, if we do not hit the market stronger, if that makes sense, with the CEX listings as well, we don't want to lose the longevity effect, while we want to also keep our investors' money more valuable, right? And this is the approach that we've been taking. The reason of the manual listing is because, like I said, we mainly want to focus on protecting the health of the project as in terms of price. And this is the best way to do it.
Makes sense. Good stuff. All right. And all right, last question from me about marketing. So if you can just chat us through the marketing plans for your project,
Yeah, of
that would
course.
give us a good idea of what you guys have in store, and then where you guys are looking to head later on and after pre-sale.
So in terms of marketing, Zversus has been around for a while. If you checked, we've been up there for like 4 months already, have been developing Zversus, talking to our community on different platforms like Twitter, Telegram, Discord, everywhere. We've already been doing marketing deals. We've spent around 50 to 100 BNBs for marketing already. And these are mainly deals that would bring in valuable investors to our ecosystem, right? So this essentially means that we partner up with like known platforms, known projects, and we mainly aim to make sure our investors understand the value and the idea behind Zversus is how our marketing goes. And we're always looking for the people that are willing to play the games, willing to join the play to earn environment, and also, have fun doing so, right? Because we don't want to keep anyone in our ecosystem just because they're just like trying to click zombies, trying to make money. We want people in our ecosystem that are actually interested, that actually have fun. And like we said, our marketing is mainly based on content. So it's mainly based on how our game is doing, the stages of our game, and how our game, pretty much our NFTs from our game. And even if you go to our website, you're going to be able to see the content is more present. And we do not like go and be like, hey, like come on, like this, retweet this. Now we don't do our marketing campaigns like that. We're more like, okay, this is the versus, this is the vision that we're looking at. We're like long-term project that is filled up with NFTs, land sales, and an open world environment that is going to allow people to play and earn while also like socialize, right? And that's essentially how we approach all the marketing campaigns. And for the future, as we talked about, we're going to have a 10% lock for the marketing and which is going to open during the next 10 months for vesting. And we're also going to be using those tokens to do further marketing for the project, along with the some portion of the pre-sale revenue that we're going to be getting.
Amazing. All right, that sounds good. That's all the questions from me. I think we can start to get some questions from the audience. Everyone, please raise your hands and let's get some questions for John West. Please keep your questions short and your questions concise and relative to the project. Let's do it. Kryptonian, you can go first.
Hey, Sean, what's up?
Hey, buddy, how you going?
Yeah, good morning. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
your
my
internet's
question is
breaking up a little
about
bit, bro.
the game. I just want to know.
Sorry, what was that? Your internet cut off.
Can you hear me now?
It's
Hello?
better.
You're cutting in and out, yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Okay. I just want to know about your game. Is it only gonna
Yes, we can
be
hear.
on the PC, or do you guys plan to expand? Do you guys plan to expand it to the mobile phones?
Yeah, of course. So as I mentioned, we're going to be expanding onto mobile as well. If you kind of missed it when I was talking about our global Z War, we talked about how we're going to be integrating a mobile battle arena, right, which is going to have seasons. So this is also going to be integrated with mobile as well. It's not going to be on PC, and we're also looking to expand to multiple platforms. And excuse me if I forgot to mention, our game is going to be live on Steam as well. So that's also a cool future. And as you know, many of the consoles have Steam integration, so we might also look into the console integration of our game. So yes, multiple platforms is our goal.
Okay, that's very good. That's very good. So I was looking at the pictures of your NFT, and I noticed that they look like just something taken out from a book or something. So do you guys have any fresh ideas on making new NFT designs?
Thank you. So essentially, our NFTs, or NFTs, I'm going to say NFTs, quote unquote, right? That I'm assuming you're talking the ones on the zverse.io website. Those are just for display, and we don't want to. Taking out of the book means essentially we have designers that have designed all of the content, right? So essentially, the NFTs are going to be something in our ecosystem, and there's going to be a ton of variety, like thousands and thousands of different NFTs that you're going to be able to see. But since we're a shooter and an FPS game, we're essentially going to be sticking with the main theme of zombies, guns, and land and all that stuff. And pretty much in a sense of like different direction in NFTs, of course, there are going to be NFTs that would essentially fit our post-apocalyptic ecosystem idea, right? So if you can find something in that environment, there's going to be an NFT for it, right? So maybe, if you want to change the head skin of the zombies, we're going to have an NFT for that, right? And we're going to be implementing that, which is going to come along the way.
Yeah, great. Thanks for the opportunity, man. And you guys should consider that to avoid any copywriting from probably other projects. Thanks for the opportunity, Shauna.
Thanks for planning. Good stuff, man.
Thank you so much.
All right. Next up, Halsa, if you want to go up.
So, can you hear me?
Hey, Halsa.
Hello.
Okay. Yeah, thank you, John West. My question is simple. With regards to your community, in your white paper, there's a link up where you said about that you guys have intention for the community, whereby you link your game to the social media aspect, whereby that's what I'm asking. Would it be an app? Would there be an app whereby people could message, interact with each other, or is it linked to our normal, messenger app, or are you guys going to develop a special app for it? That's in between interaction of the game players, or would it affect, our Twitter account or a Telegram account? I just wanted to get clarity about the community aspect of the in-game.
Of course, thank you so much for asking. Yes, and yes, as a multiplayer open world game would require, we're going to have a chat function implemented. We're either thinking on a proximity chat, which is essentially like if you're near other people, you're going to be able to talk to them, or essentially some sort of like a friends types of functionality in which is going to be allowing you to connect with your friends. In terms of social media integration, we would have to essentially check with the technicalities and legalities of that, because some of these social media, so for example, if we were to connect Telegram to our game, there might be some legal issues with that, but we're going to make sure that there is an in-game feature that you're going to be like, if you have someone as a friend or if you have someone near you, you're going to be able to communicate with them either vocally if the both parties want this, right? Because we cannot force people to talk to each other if they don't want to. But yes, we're going to give that opportunity to people who are using our ecosystem. We're going to have that social aspect as well.
Okay, thank you very much, Siano. I really get your point, because my concern was how would your community be much more active, when the game is live and when you have another app for interaction. So I wanted that, but it's okay. I get your point now. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for that, Hausa. Good stuff. Timmy, if you would like to go next. Hey, Timmy.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, a little bit hard, but we can hear you. Yep.
Okay. Thanks for the opportunity, Shano. So, John, for the gaming aspect, are the weapons going to be free to use or we buy them?
Sorry, could you repeat that, please? That wasn't very clear.
I heard free to use.
Can you hear me?
And
can you hear me?
Yes, but it's like a bit blurry, yes.
Okay, so I was saying, are the weapons in the game going to be free to use? Like, are we going to use weapons for free or we buy them?
So he's saying, are they going to use the weapons for free or do they buy the weapons?
Oh, so, initially, in order for you to play the game, you're going to need a weapon. So yes, initially you're going to have access to free weapons, right? So because we don't want anyone to land on our ecosystem, and like everyone, like essentially, if you're asking if it's going to be pay to win, no, it's the main idea behind is going to be earn to win. So everyone who lands on our ecosystem is going to have a free taste of any type of distinct NFTs that we're going to have, right? If that answers your question. So yes, you're going to be having access to free stuff once you actually log into the game without like buying anything off the market.
Okay, cool. So I wanted to ask, do we get to create our own avatars? Like, do we get to create whoever we want in the game? Like, if we want a boy or a girl, you get the point?
Mm-hmm. Yes, that is correct. You're going to have opportunities of like different avatars, right? So you're going to have access to them. You can change, edit, essentially buy or trade some NFTs to make sure your avatar is also like looking the way you want as well, comparatively just like to the gender or to the like the skin color of your avatar, right?
Okay, cool. Thanks for the opportunity, Shano. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, of course.
Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
D, do you want to go up next?
Yeah, thank you, Shano. Hello, John.
Hello, D. How are you?
Me? Okay, I'm fine. Nice having you here. Welcome. So I want to ask about the renting of equipment in the ecosystem, as you mentioned, that players can rent out items that they want. I want to know, are you in charge of the pricing of listing out these items? Are you charging any fees for it? Like if I'm renting out any item, are you charging me any fee for it, or are you charging the person that is getting the item? And also to buy lands and fortresses and other things in your ecosystem in order to use and play the game. What token are we using to buy it? Is it your token? Is it BUSD? Is it USDT or something?
Yeah, of course. So let's talk about the fees. As I mentioned, there are going to be no fees in terms of transaction to the ecosystem. But if you're renting something, so let's say if you're renting something from another person in our ecosystem, you're obviously going to be paying the renting fee for that specific item in game, right? But you're not essentially paying any fees to the ecosystem. Like you're not paying anything outside of that renting fee that you have, right? If that makes sense. And essentially, in terms of our project management determining the price, no, we're not essentially determining the price after the release, and the purchases are going to be done through our Z versus token, our native token after our launch. Yes, so the main currency is going to be the Z versus token.
Okay, that's nice. Please, how about the price ranges of renting a land fortress? Can you just give us a sneak peek of it? How much it will be like?
So, okay. Right now, I cannot. If I said anything very specific, that would not be true because it is an ecosystem, right? And in economical ecosystems, the price is determined based on supply and demand, and we cannot have an idea because every property or every item is going to be different. So if I told you a starting price, it could automatically change tomorrow if there's a higher demand on that specific item, right? So essentially what I can say though is from very small budgets to very high budgets, you're going to be able to rent is what I can say, right? So we're going to have opportunities for people from like all backgrounds and from different budgets is essentially what I can say to you right now.
Okay, it's nice. Thank you. Well done. Best of luck to your project. Thank you for the opportunity, Shano. Okay. Thank you.
Thanks, D. Mary Jane, do you want to go up next?
Hi, Siano.
Hey, how you going?
Hi, John West.
Hello.
We have a nice project. Very impressive.
Thank you.
Well, there's something I'm really curious about. There's a lot of common problem that we have about this blockchain project. Is that the smart contract vulnerability, they can lead to loss of funds. So I would like to know what steps has your project taken to fix this major problem and prevent such occurrence in the future? Can you expatiate on that?
Yeah, of course. So, okay, so let's start from the beginning, right? So our project has been developed for months, and our contract has been developed by Cyberscope, and I'm assuming you guys all know what the Cyberscope platform is. And on top of that, we already have an audit which kind of confirms the security of our contract, which is kind of a security measure to show you guys that there are no leaks or any external attacks are not possible to this contract. And essentially, as you guys know, we're going to be locking our liquidity, and our tokens are already locked on the Pinksale platform. So we have taken all the security measures countering that possibility of any type of attack or any type of dump, because like we said, we're looking for that longevity and health of the community. That answers your question.
That makes sense. Impressive. Nice project. Nice.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Last Apache, did you want to ask a question?
Thank you, Shana. Hi there, man. John. Before I ask the question, I would suggest two things. First, get a better audit, maybe, right? Something else as well, which goes deep. So, second is that when there are profiles on your website which have LinkedIn linked to them, these people, if you are, except I think the core dev, let me check the name again. Except that nearly everybody's profile is either missing or the mention of Zverse is not there in their profile. So if a person browses through their, he might give a impression that these are fake people, but they are not. I'm just suggesting that if it is possible from your end to make it happen, it will be a welcome change. Coming to the project itself, it mentions that a person can go anyway in this, right? It could be, it is a choice, a red pill or blue pill, a sort of thing. So how is it? Is that a multi-linear gameplay? A person could be go on an evil path or a good path. It is something like that.
So thank you for the comment. I appreciate the comment you dropped. I was not aware. I think I'm just checking while you're doing this. The majority of the links work, but I'll make sure with my technical team that all of them work. I was not aware that was the case, but on top of the game content you mentioned, so yes, you're essentially going to be able to play from the both parties. So it's an open world, right? So you can essentially, we're giving you within the game environment, we're giving you like the possibility of becoming anyone, either a zombie or a human, right? That is totally based on you, and essentially taking any route. So you can just be someone who is, just looking to trade real estate. That's also a possibility. Or maybe you're just someone who likes shooting people, so you just like take a gun and like start shooting, right? So we're going to be giving you many opportunities. So that pretty much the opportunities and the flexibility of the game goes to like an extent where you can if you think about that flexibility as in terms of like the distinct characters you can play, it exists in our game.
Has been development for a while, so I assume there is already a set directions there. So let's say I go with a human route, and then I start killing. I go on a genocide spree. What, will it affect my end game in a way, or my profile, or anything, or will be the limitations to what I can do in the future with the further updates?
You mean like selecting something when you start the game? Is that what you're asking?
Do my actions in game have consequences in later stages of the game itself?
Oh yeah. So like, I mean, if you have like technically, let's say you start as a human, right, and you have a gun, and as you play, you're going to start earning, and maybe you want to upgrade your gun at a point. So like, you trade your tokens, you trade the current gun you have to have a better weapon, right? Which is going to have on the, so for example, solo side, if you're going on a mission, for example, some of the missions you're going to need better guns, and as you get the better guns, you're going to be earning more yield, right? So you're going to be earning more tokens or better rewards comparatively.
John, you're missing the point. What I'm asking is, do my actions, like if, let's say I could be a good human or a bad human, I could be a good zombie.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is
my actions, these actions of being good or bad or evil or whatever, do these actions have consequences in some sort of storyline? Does that make it linear in a way?
Mm-hmm. So sorry for not getting that. So yes, there's actually going to be consequences, right? And that is why we kind of gave you like 4 paths. Well, because essentially, if you're picking to be a zombie, we did not implement a good path because zombies are essentially the reason for the apocalypse. But if you're a human, right, you can essentially decide to fight other humans, which is technically aka the bad route, or you can essentially pick to fight the zombies, which is in your case would be the good route. And of course, the consequences is going to affect your character in terms of the distinct items that you're getting, and essentially what your character traits are going to change. Like we said, every character is going to have their own stats, right? When you're going to be adjusting those stats based on how your gameplay evolves, and different paths are going to give characters different abilities and opportunities within the gaming environment.
Thank you for answering all that, Sean. Looking forward to what other things you do, and please look into the audit thing as well, apart from the LinkedIn, because if a person reads the audit, is not getting much from the audit that is now, and it is already, I think it's 2-3 weeks already. Audit is on 24th of August, so you might want the audit that is much more recent in a way. Well, thank you for all that and listening to me. Thank you, Sean, as well.
Thanks, mate. Crypto Lord, you want to go up next?
Yeah, good evening, Seno. Thanks for the opportunity.
Cheers.
Yeah, good evening, John. Yeah, my question is basically about your NFT marketplace. I want to know more about your NFT. Is it possible for me to make a listing of the NFT on other marketplaces, or that is impossible right now? And I also want to know about the NFT, what's it called? the NFT on your project? Is the NFT specific about your? Is it just for the project, or I can make use of it any other way?
So if I got that question right, you're asking if you're going to be able to trade our NFTs outside of our platform. Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so like, I mean, NFTs, so if you look at the nature of NFTs are just something that's going to be integrated to the wallet you're connected in, right? So if you want to have that, yes, you can essentially go and trade our NFT somewhere else because it's going to be integrated in the Binance Smart Chain. So it also gives you the possibility to use other platforms to trade it. But we would highly recommend you trade it on our platform because we're going to have zero fees for any type of trading that's going on, right? But yes,
Okay, that's
you're going to have
awesome.
that flexibility.
Okay, that's awesome. And also talking about your game, the multiplayer, is it possible for me to give out my NFT to other players in my team without any fees?
Yes, you can, but well, you would have to permanently transfer it over them, right? Yes, you can give it to the other people without any fees, but like essentially, you can do two things. You can like if you want to like make them borrow from you, it's essentially going to be the renting functionality that we have implemented. But if you want to give, sure, I mean that's also a possibility, but just make sure who you're giving it to is someone you know.
All right. Lastly, talking about your staking function, is there a minimum amount of fees of your token I need to hold before staking any of any of the utility, probably your token or your NFT? Do I need to hold any minimum amount of token?
So in terms of our staking functionality, no, we actually offer from like a very small amount of tokens to a very huge amount of tokens. We're just going to have 3 to 4 different staking options in terms of like based on the length of the locking you prefer, the APY is going to change, and that's like the only differentiation. But there's no minimum token amount that is going to be affecting you. No.
All right, no problem. Thanks so much. Thanks, Yanni, for the opportunity.
Yeah, awesome.
Thanks, CryptoLord. Right, we'll get one last question from Almania. Go for it, mate.
Hey man, how's it going?
Go for it, how are you?
It's going pretty good.
Thank you so much. So basically I've got 2 great questions for about the NFTs. So permit me. The first question I wanted to ask was regarding the marketplace. So are you gonna be having like a VIP lounge for the NFTs when they are being sold on the marketplace? Take for example, an auction has been going on the main marketplace, but then on the VIP lounge that consists of investors who are the highest holders of the token. So in this VIP lounge, like a gold version of that NFT being sold on the marketplace or a platinum version of the NFT is being sold out on that VIP lounge.
Okay, so let me tell you this, right? So we're going to have exclusivity deals for our top holders. I'm not going to name it the VIP lounge, quote unquote, but essentially we're going to be having a lot of distinct opportunities for our top holders, or for example, if someone is playing our game for a lot of time, right, we're going to have records of playing playtime as well. We're going to be having a private auction. So for example, if there's an exclusive, maybe for example, like a pairs of trousers that is coming to the game that it's giving you a decent amount of stats, those people would have the earlier access, or they could be allowing to buy it from the auction. Or maybe we're going to be having an elite class of market. So if someone that is like, there's a high roller, right? If someone is willing to trade high amounts of our NFTs or bigger, in like bigger amounts, right? So if they're a big player, right? So we're going to have exclusive lounges for that. It's not necessarily called a VIP room, but we're going to have a place for that as well. Yes, if that's what you're asking.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, so quickly, I think CryptoLord or so, he did make mention of taking the NFT to another project or something like that. Now, what I wanted to ask was, for copyright issues, one could buy your NFT and could own one of your NFT, and then later on in the future, maybe he owns a project of his, and then he uses your NFT as his own. So what do you have for copyright issues? So one does not use your NFT and then claims to have created these NFTs for himself.
So actually, within our team, we have 2 lawyers within the entire team, which is going to ensure the legality and protection of our intellectual property, right? So we already have issued officially, legally, with written agreements that our intellectual property does belong to ourselves, and our produced NFT sets is under protection by these agreements that we have done. And well, we're not obviously releasing the agreements to the public, but our intellectual property is safe as of now. So there should be no problems. Well, if they're trying to use our intellectual property in terms of like AKA stealing our NFTs, we can legally, we've legally the action to take action, essentially take legal actions, I can say.
Awesome stuff you guys got. I kind of like the fact that you guys are prepared for everything that might be coming your way, and it's really awesome. It's said, if a good friend of mine said that when you prepare for something ahead, you kind of like you have about 80% assurance that you're going to succeed. So thank you so much, and I love the way you answer the questions. Great, awesome projects you guys have. Thank you, Shiano.
Cheers, man.
Thank you, Amania.
All right, guys, we'll wrap it up here. Just wanted to say thanks to the community for coming out. Also, thanks to John West for coming out and hosting the AMA of the Versus for us. Please take some time to say some final words, and then we'll let you on your way.
All right, awesome. So final words of the Z Versus project is, as you guys all know, everyone in the AMA, as you know, what the current market is doing, the current market is not so bright. And as Z Versus, we're taking a notch and we're taking a risk to go with a pre-sale route with a high soft and a hard cap. We have a big dream. We have a project that can fulfill our dreams and also our investors' dreams. And we are looking to bring this to life with all of you guys. And as I want to mention, our project is very futuristic. We're looking to possibly become one of the most played games, possibly on the gaming platforms like Steam, or maybe in our own client. Please make sure you guys remember that. And if you are a gamer yourself, if you just like to play to earn games, we're going to tell that we're the address for you. And we've been developing this project for months, and we will continue to develop and also expand our projects for the next following months and years, hopefully, with the help of you guys. So final words would be, if you have not taken a place in our pre-sale, we would highly appreciate if you can check that as well. I believe we can also drop the link of our pre-sale as well in here, if that's possible, the moderator. And yeah, pretty much last words are that. And we're really hyped about our launch, and we're excitingly waiting to see where Z Versus takes us and our community.
Amazing. Thank you very much for coming out. Take care, and we'll chat to you again soon, mate. See you later, John.
Yep. Thank you so much, Ciano. Thank you so much for everyone coming in.
You're welcome, mate. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.